Hello, everyone. I'm Whitney Ortiz, the founder of Whole Health Self-Care and the host of the Whole Health series. I am thrilled that Dr. Joynicole Martinez is with us. Joynicole is an award-winning epidemiologist, founder of the Alchemist Agency, keynote speaker, executive coach and trainer, and member of Forbes Coaches Council. She has 20 years of experience providing consulting services to client providers of healthcare, housing, and education. As a community advancement and population health expert, Joynicole has developed initiatives that reach across disciplines to strengthen health and wellness, including the development of housing communities that encompass programming addressing the social determinants of health, equity, and human rights. Joynicole is an advisor to the National Healthcare for the Homeless Council, a staff contributor to the newspaper The Carolinian, and she's an inaugural member of the Peace 50 community, which is an international community developing policy recommendations for peace and equity. Thank you so much, Nicole, for taking out of your very busy schedule to share your expertise and wisdom with us.
Oh, I would not want to be anywhere else today. I'm so thrilled and honored to be here. And thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. And with the many hats you wear, what would be something that's very top of mind for you at this particular moment as we're entering into a new year, a new era? Lots been going on over many
Mm.
months. What would be a top of mind message for women today?
Um, I would say most top of mind is that we all have to be okay with not being okay. I would say, especially for leaders, we're so pressed to be healthy mentally, physically, and we're pressed, right? We're pressed to be so. And there are times we have to just acknowledge, no, this is not my day. This is not my hour. This is not my week. And it's okay with taking in everything that's happening and feeling it and acknowledging that it's just not an okay time. That's most top of mind, is that we can sit behind these masks and try to make our eyes smile, but it's okay to not be okay. And then just deal with it, walk through it, be there, push through it. Um, I
And
think we have to talk about pushing through it because that's our being. What you do is so significant to me because you address the many facets of humanity, like our humanness, the many facets of it. Um, so it's important to me that you and my message gel because we both talk about that health and wellness and well-being really is about us, right? It's about treating ourselves well so we can treat others well. Um, I feel like I should pause right there just because I guess that resonated with me,
Mhm.
especially right now. Just treating ourselves well.
Yeah.
Um, we're so resilient of people. We've proven that, I think, especially this year, we've proven our resilience as a people, as a community. I think it's important to make agreements to treat ourselves well. So I've been practicing that in my life. Agreements, saying to myself, um, you will take this day off, right? You will honor your rest. You will honor your body. You will listen. You will honor your family's rights to have a healthy, daughter, mother, sister, wife, right? That the agreement with myself. Um, I don't know. It's something I'm sitting here talking to you and I'm literally feeling what's top of mind. Like I'm feeling it. And I think some of that is just the work that I do is heavy right now. But I would also say that, we're here and no one knows more about light than you do. And and understanding its presence, and understanding how it breaks through and how it breaks through darkness. And so I think the other thing that's very top of mind to me is just being light in darkness,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Just being able to make something out of nothing, to change what someone else might consider to be less than valuable into something very invaluable. And when we talked the first time, we talked about the alchemy part of my company and that message, and just how important it is to really be alchemists in our own lives. Um, really trying to manipulate light and darkness, trying to manipulate what someone else thinks might be worthless into something very valuable. So those are my. I'm so sorry. Like I feel like I just talked a very long time, but that
That is what is the beauty of you. You are so real, and while wearing so many hats, and you're on the front lines of this pandemic, and you have kids at home, and you at an agency. See, I'm going to start choking up again before starting the session. I mean, I was in tears just acknowledging all that you are and all that you do in your everyday, how beautiful your light is, it shines, and how you are with so many to help that change happen where they're in their darkest moments, and you help to share that there is light still, no matter how dark that moment is. I think as we all continue in the particular journeys that we have, it's such an important message. And how, as you say, that we really do have a lot of power within us to change, and that alchemy being alchemists for ourselves and for others. And you're giving us all permission as women to say it's okay to pause if so needed and
I
reach
think
out.
it's I think it's so important, right? Like um well, this ended up being a very dynamic conversation. I'm like, well, I feel so I feel so pleased. Like I'm so honored we're having this conversation. But again, I think that's the push through, right? They seem very disconnected. We say, oh, be okay with not being okay, right? So that's kind of a thing. It's okay. It's okay. We can say we don't have to be strong all the time, right? And that seems so different than honoring yourself and making agreements. And that seems so different than being the alchemist. But in truth, they're all the same message. It's really just be true, like be true, be light. You know, light and darkness can't exist because one evaporates the other, right? It dissipates the other. And
Mhm.
so if you're light, if you're honest, if your truth, if your if your correctness is within you, if you can own the pain, you know, the pleasure is much more sweet. If
Mhm.
you can welcome the darkness, you know, I don't mean welcome it in the sense that you lay in it and stay there, right? But
Mhm.
there's always some form of light and darkness. We're never completely
Yeah.
in the dark. There's always that part of it that you can still see into. And it's that small portion of light that we have to hold on to. So
Mhm.
when we're tired, saying, I'm tired,
Mhm.
and then making the agreement to rest, whatever that looks like. And then finding that even in being tired, we still can be the alchemist and manipulate the little bit of light that's in that room and
Mhm.
say, it's not completely dark, right? I'm still here. I'm still present. And I can rest and still make change. I can rest, and it's not the end of all things. Just being able to come back and say, no, I can still be light for others. I can be light to me and be honest and be real with me, and I can still be light for others. And,
Mhm.
and I'm saying that while feeling very tired, and not so much the physical tired, but the work I do, you know, with chronic and infectious diseases can be very exhausting. And exhausting in the sense that um, you have more losses than wins. Because at the point you would come to my attention, right, you're really not at great place in your journey and your illness. So the work can just be tiring. And the days that I get to say, I'm fighting this war with you, and I know it seems dark, and I know it seems horrible, and I know you're not okay, but you can still push through this journey. We can create a message here. We can create space for you to not be okay. And we can create space for your family to not be okay. We can create messaging in that space. You know, even if that right now means we're using FaceTime or Teams or Zoom to create that space, you know, we can do like we're doing here today. We can record a message. We can still find a way that there's a push through, right? There's a moment of breakthrough. And that little bit of light, that manipulation turns something as common as an iPad or a laptop, as inanimate as technology, it turns into something extraordinarily valuable, just extraordinarily valuable. That's what leadership says that. It says I can not be perfect and still create something perfectly and it be light and life for someone else.
Mm-hmm. And what hope you give, and what
Ah,
meaning with the heartfelt way that you do all of your work. I believe it is just so special when we hear from a doctor who cares so deeply. And you've also been operating at the policy and systemic levels throughout communities and recognizing all of the determinants of health, where it is housing, it is access to food, it is safety and well-being. I mean, you always have been looking at the whole of a
much like
person.
yourself.
Well, in the different way, you, though, my dear friend, looking from such deep and personally giving ways. I honor you and how you decided to create this agency, and you operate within the worlds of entrepreneurship as well as medicine, public health, across so many sectors to say we need to do that. And it's such a message in and of itself of how one person is a system, a family is a system, a community is a system, our country, our world are all different systems working together or not in disconnected ways. So you are very, insightful and intentional on bringing this all together. And I think that's another such powerful message of your life for us all to learn from, and thinking of going into this new era as women who, as you say, those listening and watching, may also be thinking like, I'm so tired, right? As you said, like there was just so much I've been holding and that I've been going through for a very long time, they may say. And yet you are here to say, look at the story and the example. I know you wouldn't say this because you do want to say that I'm saying. The example of you gives everyone strength and hope, and to know that you are one of the ones at the front line with the deep love that you have and the light that you shine. It is so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And for those who are thinking of how can I make a difference in the new era coming forward? How can I really shed my fears or my worry about how to be visible out there? What would you say to them at this time?
I would say again, manipulate the light.
Mm,
That's my find it. You know, fear is not doesn't have to be it's a barrier. It doesn't have to be a stopping point. You know, it's an obstacle. It doesn't have to make you quit. Right? It's something we can say, okay, yes, I'm fearful. It's one of I tell my children, it's okay to be afraid. I mean, we're afraid of things all the time, right? And we're trying to come out of this dark space and place and season, maybe, and we're trying to find our way. I think being able to say it again, I'm not okay, I'm afraid, right? But I can agree to be afraid and push forward. I can agree with myself. Now I can take that fearful energy, that nervous energy, that maybe my fear of success or my fear of failure or my imposter syndrome, I can take that energy and the light that's in me. And when I say the light, I mean something very tangible, like my knowledge, my skill, my certifications, my training, my education and my experience, my 10 years as a mother, or whatever skill, talent, knowledge, those abilities you have, that light that makes you, and applying it in a way that every time there's a lie, so like, right, there's a lie, this lie comes up that says you can't do it, and you have to meet that fear, that lie, with the truth. I can do it. I've been doing it. I've written this. The vision's clear. I understand my goal. I've expressed it in writing, or I've expressed it to my board, or I've expressed it, right. I am afraid. I'm pushing forward. I'm agreeing to take that energy and turn it into something else and manipulate it. That would be my big send off, I guess, to the next moment, is feel whatever you're feeling. Own that feeling. If it's fear, it's fear. If it's uncomfortable, it's uncomfortable. If it's maybe a little intimidated, those are all normal, natural responses to change and shift and growth, and they propel us forward. So you take that, you make an agreement to have it, right? To envelop it as a part of who you are, because trying to ignore it makes you unwell, right? So don't ignore it, because that doesn't help you. That doesn't keep you healthy and make you well, ignoring what you're feeling. By coming right up on it and saying, yeah, this is exactly what I'm feeling. And what can I do with this feeling? If it's energy, I can manipulate that. It's like public speaking. When I teach women, you take that nervous energy and you use that for your initial burst of energy, the biggest smile, the biggest step onto the stage. And you release that energy down into the stage with your first step. You kind of tap your foot into the stage, so you let the energy move out. You just have to own what you're feeling, accept it, don't ignore it, because that makes you unwell. And then find a way to manipulate it with your light, or your talent and your knowledge and your skills and your abilities. And then turn it into the thing you're going after. So if it's that new business, you use that. You use all the no's, the energy of it, the way you went back, the way you went back and studied again, the way you went back and shifted and you reviewed and you edited and re-edited and evaluated. You use it. Right? It's okay. It's okay to wake up and say, I don't have all the answers. I don't feel good about that. Right? But I can accept that part of me, as long as I don't give into the negativity and the fear and the darkness, and I keep manipulating whatever light I can grasp onto, whatever that is. As long as I can keep reaching for it and I can keep using it to be creative, that's where your resilience and this amazingly innate power that women have to be creative when it seems like there's nothing, that's when it comes to play, right? That's when it comes out to shine. That's our brilliance. And that's what I would say to women is, don't let go of that creative spark, that brilliance and that light. Just manipulate it, use it, hone it, so to speak, and then shine really brightly without apology.
And that calling forth of that light is such a powerful part of this huge message that you're sharing, and the example of your being, and honoring the being that we each are out there, and not to take advantage of any moment, or how to say it, as not to lose sight of the light within, and to to take all efforts to really support that light within, so
Yeah.
that you can really shine it out in the world without that fear. And it's the time we all need the bright lights to shine
It is
now.
so.
And so we,
We don't see that always. We don't see that our experiences really become tangible parts of our professional lives. Like we tend to kind of silo and compartmentalize them. You
Mhm.
know, I'm a mother. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a professional. I'm a this. I'm a that. Right? Where they're so segregated. The truth is, one is the other because they're all you.
Mhm.
We're not. I'm not a mother at home and then something else when I'm at work. I'm still a mother when I'm at work. You know,
Mhm.
and the skills that come alongside that,
Mhm.
right? The knowledge, the wisdom, the patience, the practice of patience, maybe
Yeah.
the need to practice more patience. You know, all of that comes with me. Like, you know, we talk about bringing our whole selves to work, and that's part of it. Like, right, bring all of that, bring it all, bring everything you've learned from every space
Yeah.
with you. That's really what being light is about. It's not letting any part of that not shine.
Mhm. And how can people get the accompaniment that you offer through the Alchemist Agency and your other work so that they can follow you and be with you as you move forward?
So my website is thealchemistagency.com, but I'm very active on social media. I'm on Facebook, rarely, but I am. Mostly I'm on LinkedIn and Twitter. My Twitter handle is Joynicole M, and Instagram at The Alchemist Agency. And I say this and I mean it. You know, my number is out there. Please call, text, you know, reach out. I love people. As you said earlier, I want to be a person who's reachable. So just reach.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you do and all that you are. Thank you, Joy Nicole, for sharing with us.
Thank you so much.